welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we begin with our top and major highlights as well. Dialogue workshop on the Regional Development Plan, a decentralization finance in the European Union. Award ceremony for excellence in banking training, Central Bank. And for the international scene, we got at least 51 dead in Al Murghazi refugee camp, according to the Wafa regional intelligence. Welcome back to our newsroom, our blood viewers. Today, in the often nebulous word of regional policy, the Ministry of Decentralization orchestrated a show-stopping workshop to validate the Regional Development Plan. This was made possible thanks to the well-oiled collaboration with the European Union, which had decided to play the first violins in this development symphony. Dedicated to the validation of the Regional Development Plan, the Ministry of Decentralization orchestrated a crucial workshop in close collaboration with the European Union to bring together the key players in decentralization. Participants included prefects as representatives of the state in each region, presidents of regional councils who play a key role in the management of local affairs, and permanent members of the government. The central aim of the workshop was to provide a forum for strategic deliberation with a view to validating the regional development plan. This approach underlines the importance of coordination between local and national bodies and demonstrates the European Union's commitment to supporting decentralization policies. The participation of prefects was of particular importance as these officials are on the front line in implementing state policies at regional level. Similarly, the presidents of the regional council brought their in-depth knowledge of the specific needs of the respective regions to the table, being the local elected representatives best qualified to take part in the deliberations. Validation of the Regional Development Plan is a critical step in the planning process as it ensures the resources and initiatives are aligned with local priorities while supporting national objectives. This close collaboration between the various levels of government in partnership with the European Union is part of the quest for harmonious, balanced regional development that respects the specific characteristics of each region. It also illustrates the importance of international involvement in strengthening decentralization policies. Headed by Representative Mrs. Kaltoum Farah Saeed, the Legislation in Public Administration and Human Rights Committee held a meeting in the Committee Hall of Parliament to discuss a draft law related to the digitization law. The government was represented at the session by the Minister of the Interior, Mr. Saeed Nuh Hassan, and the Minister Delegate in charge of Digital Economy and Innovation, Mrs. Mariam Hamadou, in addition to the Director General of the National Agency for State Information Systems and the Director General of the Population Administration. At the conclusion of this meeting, the members of the Legislation, Public Administration and Human Rights Committee decided to continue deliberations on the aforementioned legal draft with the relevant authorities in the meeting scheduled for today before referring it to the next plenary session of the National Assembly. As part of the official visit to Djibouti by the Ethiopian delegation headed by the Minister of Transport and Logistics, Dr. Ali Musimye, accompanied by his colleague, the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Girma Aminte, and the Ethiopian Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Berhanu Tezgeye, Djibouti's Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment, Mr. Hassan Hamad Ibrahim, and the Chairman of the Ports and Free Zones Authority of Djibouti, Mr. Obakar Umar Hadi, yesterday received a delegation from the Ethiopian country and then proceeded at the Escal International Hotel to close the four-day meeting. This visit and gathering symbolizes the shared commitment and aspiration of Djibouti and Ethiopia towards deep economic integration. Both parties agreed to continue working together to identify and implement new ways to improve logistics and transit services between the two countries. They also expressed their commitment to promoting trade and investment between Djibouti and Ethiopia. It should be recalled that the transport and logistics sector has historically been at the heart of the economic development of our two sister countries. The Ethiopian delegation was giving guided tours of various ports, including the SJTD, the DMP, the multi-purpose port, and the PDSA. Let's listen to the Ethiopian Minister of Transport and Logistics.
I would like to thank the warm reception we have been enjoying since our arrival last 3 days. And I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Hassan and his team for your effort to ensure seamless flow of Ethiopian import and exports through your ports. I would like to express my gratitude for the improvements being achieved based on our last bilateral discussions where will take place here in Djibouti. We are here again with my delegates from Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister, His Excellency Dr. Kuma Amante, and the other of my teams to further strengthen, to discuss on the way and how to strengthen the already long-standing and existing relationships between the two countries in terms of economic integration, especially the seamless and efficient use of Djiboutian ports for our people's mutual benefit. So, as usual, I'm very hopeful we will have a very fruitful discussion. And I would like to thank for your precious time you give us this morning.
In a step aimed at enhancing the national priority of employing young job seekers, the United States Agency for International Development on Sunday officially launched a project related to youth employment. USAID's new $16 million employment initiative will strengthen labor programs and create sustainable job opportunities for Djiboutian youth. This project, which will continue until the year 2027, comes as a result of a cooperative effort between the United States Agency for International Development, the Ministry of Labor in charge of Registration and Social Protection, the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, and the Chamber of Commerce. The project will be implemented by the Center for Educational Development and Economic Improvement for Vulnerable Communities. The USAID Djibouti-funded youth employment project will improve conditions for Djiboutian youth by strengthening workforce programs and creating sustainable job opportunities. The project focuses on permanent employment for Djiboutian youth and providing them with job opportunities. To achieve this goal, the initiative works to enhance private sector participation in this field through cooperation with Djiboutian American and international private sector companies. By expanding private sector engagement and promoting sustainable development, the project seeks to make a positive impact on the lives of the youth in Djibouti, thus contributing to the country's economic growth and development. The Central Bank of Djibouti organized a ceremony in close collaboration with the Banking College ESB to reward the 2019-2023 graduating classes of the Technical Banking Institute of Djibouti. These lucky students have had the opportunity to take advantage of the cutting-edge training provided by ESB to master the arcana of the banking sector. The aim of this initiative is to strengthen local capacities in the field of banking and financial training. To this end, the Central Bank of Djibouti has set up the Technical Banking Institute to meet its own needs while contributing to those of the financial sector as a whole. The head of the ESB Djibouti and CEPEC administration in Djibouti, Mr. Umar Ibrahim, emphasized that ESB works hand in hand with the Central Bank of Djibouti to train and certify future banking executives and their collaborators. It is worth noting that since 2007, ESB has awarded more than 230 diplomas and professional banking certificates in Djibouti, thus contributing to the growth of the banking profession in the region. The collaboration between the Central Bank and the ESB have been a great success as they continue to train Djibouti's next generation of bankers. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, our beloved viewers, the Israeli army continued its operations around Gaza. Palestinian news agency Wafa reports at least 51 people were killed after an airstrike in the Al-Maghazi refuge camp at dawn on Saturday. A series of violent raids of continuous shelling hit most of the Gaza Strip. Local sources told the Palestinian news agency Wafa that the aerial and artillery bombardment spread from areas in the north of the Gaza Strip to the south, hitting citizens' homes in the neighborhoods of Al Nasser and Sheikh Radwan, west of Gaza City, causing loss of life and many injuries. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.